is It's Just a Frank Bro versus Extremist.
I love how there's this major contrast between the team names. Just thought I'd say. You got Just a Frank Bro, and then you have the Extremists. It's the serious team, then you just have the trolley team.
Yeah.
Nice. It's good. But we've seen both teams play. Personally, I would think Extremists are going to be able to take this best of 3 series.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I agree.
We've both seen them play, and they really
5 seconds
know how to
remaining.
make decisions. Whereas Just a
Yup.
Frank, I think Just a Frank can make they can make plays as well.
Reserve time.
I don't want to take anything away from them. I think it's just we haven't seen enough of them to really make a decision as to whether or not they're going to be on the same level as Extremists. We saw enough Extremists to say that they are really good.
Yeah, like the other thing is that Extremists have shown that they're consistent.
Yes, definitely.
Like they made it to the finals of the Open Qualifiers twice. That shows something. It shows that they deserve to be on the next level.
They gave Mineski X a run for their money.
Yeah,
They took game 1.
Yep, they did. They took it to the full best of
Dire
3.
team pick.
So let's see if Extremists are going to be able to be the second team in Southeast Asia to qualify for the Shanghai Major Open Qualifiers, which
Well, it's not open. It's the direct qualifiers, isn't it?
this is the Open Qualifiers.
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah,
I need
sorry.
to qualify.
Yeah, to qualify. Well, whoops, my bad. I think my sleepiness is starting to come in. It's alright. I'll wake up.
Fine.
I'll have to get some caffeine halfway through if I start to doze
10
off.
seconds remaining.
But what are your thoughts about these bands, though? Are these supposed to be team bands or are they hero bands?
I mean, we saw Doom bans against Extremist Dota 2 days ago,
Mirana.
so I'm sure it's fine. We have been seeing Bounty Hunter bans against Frank as well, so
Ooh,
I'm sure that they're fine.
the Miranda
Oh wow,
pick
they're
there.
going through this really fast. Stealing the Bane from the Mirana. Didn't Extremist Dota have they had Mirana the game that they took off of what's their called? Off of
Mineski.
Mineski. Yeah, they had the Mirana when they took the game off of Mineski X, didn't they?
They did, but I don't think the Mirana
5
really did
seconds
much for the
remaining.
team. She was just sort of a complimentary hero for their lineup. We didn't see any big arrows. We saw a couple of Moonlight Shadows, which I felt like helped, but Mirana wasn't a huge pick.
One of the things that we did see about Mirana is that Mirana always aimed for the supports. She always aimed for the Bane and the Ogre, I think were the 2 supports in that game, trying to disrupt them from getting good initiations
Dire
off.
team ban.
I'm curious, are they going to go for the support Mirana again? Because Mirana can very well play a core role as well. She just hasn't been as popular anymore, and unfortunately for Mirana, I think she's just too skilled. Her arrow is just too unreliable to be a spell that you want to use all the time. Like, as a support, if you miss a sacred arrow, it's fine, but if you're a core, you need to have those sacred arrows land.
Reserve
Very
time.
comfortable to play the hero.
The thing is that she had a buff in the recent patch where now I think her Starstorm is more consistent, and she also got the buff to her agility gain. So now she scales a bit better into the late game.
Yeah, the Starstorm change was whoever's closest to Mirana. So before it was a random target, right?
Yeah, so it got
Whereas-
the tiny toss treatment.
Yes. So it's good, but let's just assume it's going to be the support Mirana, since that's what we saw last time. I really don't think it's going to change.
Radiant
Bans
team
though,
ban.
lots of offlane hate for Frank.
Oh god, I need to change the cactus.
Oh,
Cactus
gosh.
is off. Oh god.
You really
So
did
much-
this?
Oh my god.
Oh, good job.
Oh my god.
Good job. It's okay, people on Dota TV don't mind. They don't mind.
Yep.
It's fine. But what are your thoughts on having these 2 offlane bans from Just a Frank? Why these 2 offlanes? Why not any other offlane?
Beastmaster is good initiation. It can set up for a Mirana arrow. In addition, it can set up for Invoker like Sunstrikes and
5
other
seconds
combos.
remaining.
I think the Beastmaster is very strong. The Void feels like a flavor of the month kind of thing,
Radiant team pick.
where a lot of
Okay.
people are picking it, and a lot of people have their eyes on it. It's very interesting to see that the Slardar has passed through, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the other slot there. Do you
Mm.
ban the Void or do you ban the Slardar?
Mm.
Dire
But I
team
100% agree with the 100% agree with the called the Beastmaster ban. I think it's very good. Actually, I guess the other reason, I guess it's better than the Slardar because it sets up for a lot of Invoker spells.
Yes.
The Void.
It also pierces BKB, that's also why. They're both heroes that pierce BKB for initiation.
Yep, definitely.
So the first pick for Extremist
10
during the second
seconds
phase was
remaining.
Wisp, and Frank instantly picked a Tiny. So I'm not too
5
sure if Frank
seconds
knows about the
remaining.
CK strat from Extremist, but do you think they'll still pick CK this game? They've got Invoker and
Reserve time.
Gyrocopter already.
I mean, Extremists have also shown that they can just play the IO, like, as an IO. Like, just play it, like, they play it with the Gyrocopter, the other game that they played it.
Did they have someone with the IA last time? Don't quite.
They just had the Gyrocopter, I think. The Gyrocopter and the Beastmaster.
Ah.
10 seconds remaining.
Hang on, just give me a moment. Could you just go on for a little bit?
Radiant team.
Yeah, go ahead. So we have the Oracle pick now from It's Just a
Dire
Frank,
team
and
ban.
I think it's quite good. It's IO doesn't have a lot of base health, so Oracle can, along with the Tiny, the Bane, the Tusk, they have a lot of burst for this IO. It's going to be quite scary. He's going to need to play quite far back.
10
And
seconds
Rana and
remaining.
Gyrocopter aren't particularly tanky either until they get items.
5 seconds
Stuff
remaining.
like Drums, Sanjanyasha. Invoker is in a similar
Reserve
boat,
time.
however, almost all builds get build Quas. Oh, and here's the
Dire
Axe
team pick.
pick to be paired with the IO. We had talked about this a few games ago when IO was picked, and the Beastmaster had yet to be picked. It was third pick IO, fourth pick, or maybe it was first two phase IO and the fourth pick Beastmaster. But we did talk about how IO can be paired very well with the Axe. Put him
10
right
seconds
directly in the
remaining.
middle of the fight. Makes for very easy calls
5
before the
seconds
Blank Dagger
remaining.
is purchased from the Axe. And even after that is also very good. And I think it's
5 seconds
these
remaining.
supports are very squishy and they just need more disable for them. And
Whoa.
oh,
I am a very happy caster. The Terrorblade for Frank. Their draft is very. Does their draft feel a tiny bit greedy to you? Tiny bit. I guess it's not that bad, depending on how they play the Tiny. If it's just a mid-Tiny with Blink, then it's okay. But if they're trying to farm a Tiny and a Terrorblade, it might be a little bit much.
it's definitely going to be a Blink Tiny.
Has to
100%. Yeah, they're going to create space. These are four heroes that create a ton of space. Their high burst damage is like relatively high survivability, and this is a team that can 4v5.
Definitely,
So-
I agree with you there. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well they can 4v5 into an Axe and a Gyrocopter, but Mirana and Io, they're very low impact early on. So this is definitely they're much more utility. They have very little burst. Especially sometimes you have Mirana's maxing the arrow, in which case it's incredibly inconsistent. This is going to be... I like it. Frank realized that Extremists have very weak supports, and they're capitalizing on it with this early pick.
During the laning phase, though, you have to remember that after the laning phase, Terrorblade is he's still going to be fragile. But I think there's already good synergy, though, between the Terrorblade and the Oracle. Because Oracle is going to be able to give Terrorblade enough time to throw down the Sunder. So you got good synergy already. It's just that they have to make sure that Zaza is able to get that farm even after the laning phase. Because Terrorblade just doesn't, he's too papery to fight early. He's got 7 armor, but he's got probably one of the worst HP pools in the game, like 0.4 HP gain per level. That's less than the Lion that we
What?
saw last game.
Wait, it's 1.4. It's 1.4.
Yeah, 1.4. It's less than the
Okay,
Lion, more than
you said
Enchantress.
I thought you said 0.4, and I was
Oh,
like,
no.
what?
No,
Oh my
not
goodness.
0.4. That would have
Yeah.
been stupid.
But yes, Terrorblade is squishy, to say the least. He has slightly more strength gain than
30
Anti-Mage.
seconds
Anti-Mage has a
to
lot
beat.
of base health, but his strength gain is like 1.
But you have to remember though, he's got spell shield and good armor. Terrorblade only has good he only has good armor. He doesn't have spell shield. So you can't really count it in.
But this is another thing, like Extremist draft is very low damage. Like Gyrocopter doesn't have crits or anything. He relies a lot on his magical burst. And honestly, that's not great against illusion heroes like Terrorblade when it's going to be disrupted with Conjure Image and Reflection.
You gotta remember there's a Wisp in the game. So even though Terrorblade steals HP, Wisp might be enough to sort of keep him alive to fight the Terrorblade.
Very true, very true.
So we are in the game.
I still think that Terrorblade is going to have... This Terrorblade isn't going to be pressured. All they need is they need Bane or Oracle to zone out H-God. Which is simple enough to do. And he's already rotating into the jungle. He doesn't think he can get anything done in the offlane.
He doesn't need to go into the offlane. If he can get a 7-minute blink and work with that blink, that might be enough to sort of catch Frank off guard.
True.
So, since we are in this grand final series between Extremists and it's just a Frank bro, let's introduce the teams really quickly. I'll do Extremists that are playing on the Radiant side for today. Down towards the bottom lane, we've got QZ on the Gyrocopter. Going to be supported by Mad playing on the Wisp that's currently trying to pull for the Gyro. In the middle lane, we've got Siki handling the Invoker pick. Mirana, Oheb is sitting behind so far, but actually, they're going to go for a toss back. Oh, they could get Siki. Arrow will land onto Minerva, but I think Siki's going to have to give this life away. Could get the courier kill. I don't know if he would have gotten it, but... He tried to go for a kill onto Minerva. He just couldn't quite get it. I think Invoker could have killed the courier there. If he knew he was gonna die, could have just killed the courier. But I guess he didn't have vision.
Yeah. Rip. Such is the pain of the tiny tossback.
Not even just the tiny. It was also Minerva sitting in the mid lane. It's just being a pest.
Yes, the good old nightmare into the combo. It's very good setup.
He's even looking for Axe that could have been farming in that stack, but he's not there. So they probably know that Axe is not even in that top lane at all.
Axe is abandoned the lane. Axe is too afraid.
Okay, gonna go for the rune pickup. Actually, Bocarino's here as well, so H-God and Mad. As a Berserker's called double damage rune, just picked up on the Wisp as well. They could try and go for a kill onto Bocarino, but Arrow, can it land? It's too off. It's too far off.
That wouldn't have even gotten him if he had gone up. Like, that was not a good arrow.
He would have had to turn a little bit more. So we're already seeing that the arrows so far from Oheb haven't really been that close. The only one that we had was in the mid lane, but that shouldn't have missed.
That was okay.
By the way...
Okay, there's another toss back on the mid lane.
And immediate ghost walk. No, I was going to point out that Oheb was actually farming the jungle with arrows.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's some great strategy.
He's just killing all the big creeps. He's only doing it with the big creeps. That's what he's doing. So,
I mean, it's like 150 XP per big.
Pretty decent. Look at Minerva just setting up for Arvid. And again, Avatos, Siki, a little bit too fast it seems.
He also doesn't have mana for Brain Sap.
He's too fast.
H-God
coming in. There's a Berserker's Call. That's going to keep Minerva in place, but very unlucky with not getting any of the tower shots.
Oh, Siki, one more auto attack.
Oh, could have had him. They can't even get Minerva, and then Tiny just walks in off to the side. So that's another kill for Frank. This Invoker is struggling. They need someone to babysit him. They might even have to pull over the Wisp to babysit the Invoker for a little bit, because they can't just leave him like this.
Like I said, like, they're punishing these very weak supports of Extremists. They're very low base damage. Then they're just, and like, you have the Mirana jungling.
Look up top. Zaza is pushing the tower. He's got the ultimate up. Gonna be pulling the creeps over to the camp, and Oheb just gonna go for a bit of an arrow. Oh, it does land onto Godot, but what are you really gonna be expecting? Tower's already down to half HP as well. And Terrorblade's farming really well. 28 compared to 24.
Yep, he is completely uncontested in this lane.
How's Axe doing in the jungle?
He's doing pretty well.
So he's got Tranquil Boots, he's farming away. What time do you think he's going to get the Blink Dagger? Will it be the 7-minute timing, or do you think he'll rotate a bit before he gets it?
I'm not farming fast enough for it to be 7 minutes. It'll be at least 9. I think it'll be a 9-minute blink dagger.
He could get it quicker if he farms this camp here. There's a tri-stack in that camp, and it'd be enough to sort of boost him for a... Oh god, the alacrity from Sticky as I was like, here, I'm helping. I'm contributing, because I can't get anything mid. I think Oheb is still farming the jungle. He is farming the jungle!
Oh man, that's great. He just takes the big creeps in the pole camp.
It's kind of good, but it's also kind of bad, because Oheb isn't helping in any of the other lanes. He's not, he's not going around throwing arrows at heroes, he's throwing it at creeps.
Yeah, but look, he's like the highest level support now.
Well,
so
I don't know
they're just playing this as greedy as possible on the side of Extremist. They're like, okay, we can they're saying they can outplay them in the mid game. Oh, but the smoke from Minerva going for the...
Tiki just goes for straight Ghost Walk, then
oh,
there's the
but
dust.
they have the dust.
Avatos is enough.
Yeah, and the brain sap.
There's nothing they can do. And actually, there's going to be a call onto H-God. Bocarino shouldn't be able to finish him off. Mad's going to heal him up, and they're going to toss the Wisp away.
Yeah,
and everyone
it's
gets out
good.
safely.
Saves Bocarino. It's fine.
It's fine, but every time Extremists, they're just not getting anything out of this. Every time, even Ghost Walk isn't safe for Invoker anymore. O'Hare throws an arrow, lands onto a creep again, unfortunately. Gonna get a deafening blast just onto Zaza.
What do you mean, unfortunately? He wants those creep kills.
That was he definitely needs to start getting hero arrows. I guess he's not maxing the arrows, so it's not too bad.
I mean, I'm sure Starstorm maxes correct decision. It's more consistent.
Give me a moment.
Rana's now level 5. Like I said, the highest level support.
Highest level support in the game. Oracle's 5 just sitting in lane.
Oh, so wow. Okay,
it doesn't matter. Exactly, so Mirana's wasting her time doing this. She's not wasting her time, but she's not helping the team doing this.
Well, she's getting gold. Is she the richest support? Look at net worth.
She's the richest
support. She's the richest support.
Yeah, but that's because she's buying only a couple of support items, because Wisp is buying all the regen.
Oh, that's true.
She's looking for arrows onto Tusk, won't even land.
Ocarino just let the world pass his space, oh my god, Oz. It's pushed back. Okay, they break it with Tether.
But okay, I'm not impressed with the Mirana pick so far. I honestly was expecting a little bit more proactive play coming out from Oheb. Not, not this jungle shenanigans. Top is gonna drop, by the way.
I agree with you, though. I agree. When you see a Mirana pick, you expect fishing for arrows mid. But the issue is that you don't have a lot of burst damage to follow it up.
You don't. Why would you drop the Mirana in first place? The thing is, right? Why would you drop the Mirana in first place?
Yeah. I guess they just really wanted this double jungle strat, which is really weird.
They could have settled with something else, to be honest. They could have gone for Chen.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
Chen wasn't even banned out, right? I'm pretty sure everyone
I don't think so.
Chen. Blink on Tiny, by the way, he just smoked up and he's moving towards the bottom lane, so
wow,
he
this
wants
is such a fast blink.
H-God's here though. H-God has almost got his own blink, so even though QZ could potentially get bursted, as long as Mad keeps an eye on the gyro, should be okay. So Avatos and he just died.
Yeah, he's dead.
Well, I just died. Rip.
Oh, it's about exactly what I predicted.
Yep. 8-minute blink on the Tiny, just because they got all those kills mid.
What was it, 3 kills mid?
It was something absolutely ridiculous. Mirana's almost got level 6, so we could see Moonlight Shadow picked up at level 6. I presume so.
Yeah, but Bane has dust.
No, it's not the dust. They could use it as an initiation tool.
Okay, that's fair. That's true.
You don't just use it to run away. What a...
I mean, the way that this game is going, I'm pretty sure they're just going to use it.
No, if you know Bane is going to hold dust, what's the point?
That's fair. You kill the Bane and then you Moonlight Shadow away. So alternatively, you could do it in the opposite order and Moonlight Shadow to kill people. Which is what you want.
Axe almost has the blink.
It's like a 9-minute blink. It's about what I expected.
It's
a little bit later than I thought.
They just invested so much into getting this farming Mirana and this axe that they've sort of sacked the other lanes. Like, QC's still farming on the gyro. He's not bad, but he's died already once to the tiny. Top lane is completely pushed. No one's even up there, which I presume, you know, even the Mirana should have been taking this lane.
I mean, Siki has been rotating up whenever it comes that way.
So...
Kind of weird. He also should have been in Wex walking up.
Right
He
now,
hasn't
just... Oh god, I see a Walrus Punch.
Yeah, Walrus Punch into Avatos. See, another death on the gyrocopter. And they're just letting Bane have the mid farm.
Extremists, this is so uncharacteristic of them as a team.
Radiant's
Like, this
middle tower
play
is under
is
attack.
greedy, it's risky. Like, more risky, that it's too risky for what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're farming a jungle, like, 2 junglers, but, like, are they really, like, high impact enough? Like, is this Mirana really going to be high impact enough for it to warrant it?
She can be, but you have to make sure the plays happen. So, you know, you have the arrows landing, plus the starfalls to get those kills. Like, for Axe, it's quite easy to execute, so that, you know, that is absolutely fine. But they don't have enough burst to kill off a Tiny right now. Even if the Axe comes in with the call, Axe isn't actually the best hero to put against a Tiny because Tiny has really slow attack speed, so he's not going to get the spins unless there are creeps nearby.
I mean, I really like it against the... I mean, it's fine against the Terrorblade. He has a lot of illusions.
With the smoke, though, they're moving mid. Can they find anything? They have to get kills. Unfortunately, their laning phase has just gone so badly. They have to make something happen on the map. At least push a tower. At least get 3 kills. Like, even 2 kills at this point will be sufficient enough. Because if you look at the graph, it's just slowly going down in favor of Frank. Because they've got all the lanes under control. And they're even farming all of the lanes except for bottom. But no one will be down there soon.
Yeah, Tuska's rocking over. He has almost the full mech.
So even the smoke here for Extremist was wasted when they rotated mid.
So sad.
Very sad. What does Extremists need to do at this point? Are they going to just play the farm game? Do they rotate in with relocate?
Thing is, like, this Terrorblade, like, does Extremist even have the late game? Like, they're against a tiny Terrorblade.
Terrorblade can copy gyrocopter illusions. Say.
Man, this is so scary. Like,
compare the farm. Compare the farm.
He has 50% more last hits.
Net worth wise, he's almost doubled. Well, he's getting close to doubling. He's like 1/3 over.
Yep.
This is so uncharacteristic of Extremists. If they don't make anything happen soon, what were they thinking? They'll get an arrow onto Bocarino, but Ohead by himself, like level 2 Starfall isn't enough. Oh, the corner might be enough. And also, they're like, okay. They get a kill, but then here comes Arbed, goes for the Avatos on Mirana.
Yeah.
She's dead. He's hasted. They can't chase them down.
Yeah.
Frickin' GTA Tiny.
Yeah, when you have, like, you trade your 3.5 position for your 3.5. It's fine for Frank.
It's fine for Frank. It's not fine for Extremists.
Actually, it might be fine for Extremists.
Avatos on Sick, he just died. Berserker's call only onto Arbed. Now he gets Nightmare. Then he's even gonna be an ultimate from Godot. Gonna heal up Arbed. TP in by Mirana. Could possibly get bursted down. Has the ulti popped. And it's another wasted Mirana ult. Another GTA 5 kill for Tiny. And Frank is gonna TP in some more heroes for some more action. As Mirana could be undone very shortly.
Oh no, that ward! Right on the edge of the sentry ward. Everything is looking bad for
They didn't even get the chop onto him! Oh, they got the kill at least. They actually missed the chop on the Terrorblade. But it's fine.
Okay, they at least get something with the IO.
They need this tower at least. H-God's losing a lot of HP, and look who we have here. Bocarino's gonna come in. There was a blink out by the H-God, so he should be 5 cooldown. Bocarino, not gonna be slowed down unfortunately, but Axe losing a lot of HP. Bocarino solo finally drops. Mid lane though, we didn't get to see anything happen, but Oracle died to Mirana. Mirana also killed the Tiny, so I don't know what happened mid. I think they overextended to kill off the Invoker.
I mean, Starstorm's good. Starstorm's a good ability. I'm sure she got the double Starstorm proc off.
Yeah. She got 1.4k gold in the bank now as well. So, I'm wondering, is Oheb going to transition into a more of a core Mirana, such as a Midas Sanjanyashi Mirana?
I mean, I'm sure that this is
Okay,
some kind
Minerva
of like...
is just being greedy. Oheb, looking for arrows, looking for arrows. He doesn't get the arrow, but he could just try and go for a play. He blinks forward and dies to Bocarino! But the relocate, they're going to get Minerva at least, but here comes Avatos onto Mad Dog. That's their car! That's their mode of exit, but actually Abed's in trouble. Chasing after him is gonna be the gyro, but there comes the Berserker's call onto 2. Can they kill off Bocarino? There's the chop. Can they get going on as well? One more chop, that's gonna be it. Doesn't matter if you have the ult. And now Hage God with a double kill. And all of a sudden, is Extremist back in the game?
Yeah, with those past 2 fights, they're probably back in the game. But still, they still need to deal with this Terrorblade. They have nothing on this Terrorblade.
H-God has... this has been cancelled. Terrorblade's really far behind. Yeah, they do have to deal with the Terrorblade. None of their heroes are great at killing Terrorblade. And
even the Tiny has 3,000 gold. Like, he can build whatever he wants.
The GTA Tiny Man, he's rich off of other people's labor. Hard earned work.
What are you talking about? He blinked Avatos like so much.
That's what I said. He is rich off of everyone else's gold.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was like kill stealing and stuff, like other people's work.
Yeah,
like other people did the work, and then he's been doing the majority of the damage, is what I mean.
What I'm talking about is he's been taking all of Extremist's gold.
Okay.
Their hard earned work.
Right. I mean, with their draft, it doesn't seem very hard earned.
What? Do you mean Extremist isn't working hard to get gold? I'm pretty sure their gold is quite difficult to get without a Tiny or a Bocarino coming in, so...
Okay, that's fair.
3-ban rotation, Bocarino and Godot coming in. We've got Minerva coming in very closely, and here comes Abed. Shadowblade at the ready, straight onto QZ. Can they save this gyrocopter? Is actually quite low,
they
but
burst down Zaza.
They managed to get the gyrocopter out. Now Bocarino is going to be the next one to drop. They're going to try and keep him alive with Godot, but do they have enough damage? Bocarino gets out, but Oracle's the next one to drop. And actually the Bane goes down too. Did not get to see that relocate. Now all of a sudden Bocarino has to get out. They have the arrow, no point. They've gotten a kill. Now Extremists are slowly starting to turn the game. His Terrorblade died, by the way. He came into the middle of the fight.
Yeah, and then he got instantly, like, that was a perfectly timed arrow by Mirana to get the TPing in Terrorblade.
So, has Frank started to slip in this game?
Frank? This is a lack of discipline.
They're not showing respect.
They think that they're a lot farther ahead than they actually are.
Mad. Can he save Siki? He saved Siki!
Yeah, gets him with the stick
arrow
charges.
Doesn't land.
This was Frank getting complacent. They thought, okay, we're so far ahead, we can do whatever we want. Tiny has a Shadow Blade now. They thought they were snowballed out of control, and they were, but now they've given up that lead. Now QZ is the highest farming hero on the map. They didn't respect the IO. This was a great arrow that last fight, but prior to that, I guess the hero still wasn't doing much.
So this tower up top's gonna drop, so Extremists getting even more money in their pockets, whereas the rest of Frank, they're putting aggressive wards, but for the past couple of minutes, it's been Extremists to be the aggressive players. Is it Frank's expecting Extremists to play a little bit more passively now that they've got these kills?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Frank is going to play more passive. They realized the weakness of their Terrorblade draft. Like, you saw
Can they play passive though? Abed's got a Shadow Blade. This is an aggressive Tiny build.
Yeah, he's going to go for pickoffs, but they're not going for these, like, 3-4 man, like, they're not going for fights anymore. They also can't push with this. Push, they need the Terrorblade.
He's hiding in the tree line, hoping that everything goes away. He's like, please get out of my jungle. Please have mercy on this Invoker's soul.
Oh man, he's 1-5. He's really sad.
Well, you have to think about it, right? He's been Avatossed every single time.
Been Avatar 7 times?
At least. He survived twice. I remember him surviving at least 2 Avatosses. The rest of them he just died.
Yeah. I think that's 7.
Terrorblade is.
Oh, there's
farming?
a Sunstrike somewhere. I don't know where the Sunstrike was.
Probably just checking. It's checking Roche. Roche.
Okay.
If you hear a Sunstrike, just assume Roche.
Okay. I was afraid that like the Dio or like the axe was going on someone. Okay, blink toss onto QZ, going to get relocated away. It's fine.
Fine. They'll get the Wisp kill. There's no one to tether to, unfortunately. Look at Bocarino, like went forward preemptively just to check that there's no one there. Gonna go to the creep wave. He actually missed the stun, unfortunately, but mad. Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Wisp, can't get away, gets caught by the cops.
Yep. Oh man, okay, see, this is what I mean by pickoffs. They're gonna get 1 kill and then they're going to free up a lot of space for the Terrorblade. And that's just what they need to do until Terrorblade gets Manta plus Scotty.
Well, arrow. They got the arrow onto our bed. They have detection though. Berserker's called off the mark! Oh, H God. It was just a little bit more. Should have stood right on top of where the arrow landed, but probably didn't know.
Yeah.
And our bed just TP's out. Oh dear. That would have been a very good kill if they got the tiny there. It would have been huge.
Yep, definitely. I mean, he's the second fattest on the enemy team.
So let's take a look at the progression of these heroes. Who would you say is well on their way to getting what they wanted?
Definitely the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter has all of his core items. They can group up. Extremist can try to group up. They have the Vanguard Blink. They have Burning Cloak on the Wisp. Gyrocopter, like they're all where they want to be except for this Invoker. But even Invoker, he has his Force Staff. So he's not in a bad place.
How about the Terrorblade?
Terrorblade, like I said, he needs Scotty plus an before he's big enough.
I'd say Scotty would be enough for him. Make him reasonably tanky. And then he can always steal someone's HP pool. Because as you mentioned this before, right? There's no burst on Extremists unless they get maybe a 5-second arrow.
Definitely. What they do have though is a lot of lockdown. They have the 3.5-second call. They have a lot of stuff on the Invoker. They have the Mirana arrow.
Look at the positioning of H-God. He's just waiting in case someone TP's back.
Which I'm sure is fine.
Even the Wisp as well. I love the positioning coming out from Extremist so far.
Radiant's middle tower is under
One
attack.
for saving, one for being aggressive. Extremists are they see that they're even now. They have sort of an advantage. They have a tri-core as opposed to the dual core.
Oh, they're waiting for someone to TP back. It's gonna be the Tusk though. It would have been ideal if it was Terrorblade, but they see someone now. I mean, my Shadow, do they go? It's quite risky just for Frank. That's for Bocarino, so there we go. Straight 4-star forward as well. They blow Bocarino up, and looks like we're gonna have Grand Theft Auto now as Extremists. No, they're not gonna go home. They're gonna stick around. This is very, very risky. Arrow doesn't land onto anything, but they've got all of the summons plus QZ slowly working on the tower. They get the stun off onto the QZ. And they're gonna manage to slow him off with the Skadi though, but here comes H-God, gets the 2-man call, but there's the Fiend's Grip as well! Can they actually finish them off though? Terrorblade taking no damage, he's been false promised up by the Oracle, then there's the Ice Shards, gonna keep on 3 heroes, and they're immediately going to lose the Gyro. They lost 2 already, now they need to retreat, and we have a hasted Arbed who is incredibly mad. He wants to win instead. Gonna relocate home, oh, beautiful play, sending the Invoker home as well. But we'll lose his life. Mirana TPing out as well.
Still a buyback on a fairly irrelevant hero, and they get 2 very important kills. And they're going to kill Mad. So 3. 2 very important kills and 1 okay kill.
I'd say they're happy with any kills right now.
Yeah, yep. Frank, this is where they want to be. If they're winning fights with Terrorblade, you were right, you're right. You only need the Eye of Scotty. I guess the Morbid Mask and Yasha kind of counts as an item.
I just didn't like Extremist's decision to stay after they killed Bocarino. They could have just left.
Yeah, they saw the TPs coming back. But they wanted another kill. They were thirsty for blood. They said, okay, we have a 4v5, let's do something with it. But they'd already expended the call down and stuff. And also like Frank, they saw that they needed, like they bought back on the Tusk. They tried to go for, they went for the chase, and it paid off for them.
This would be a really good time for Axe to get a call in. And look at them, they're all leaving. And stun onto Bocarino, call down as well. Gonna only connect onto one. Abed gets stunned up by Roshan. He's losing HP. They're gonna lose the Tiny. There's the false promise. Gonna keep him alive. Can Godot heal him though? Unfortunately, the call as well as the chop not gonna be enough for H-God, but it doesn't matter. The Tiny is dead, and they forfeit Roche now. I can understand Frank trying to take the Roche, but if you know you can't take it quick enough, it is better to just retreat.
They didn't have Metamorphosis on Terrorblade. If they had Metamorphosis for that, they definitely get it in time.
Oh, can I get an arrow onto Godot? Arrow, it's gonna land onto Godot. No, he turned around, but it doesn't matter. Godot's pretty much dead.
Yeah.
3 heroes dead. D2 and potentially high ground.
I don't think they can get high ground. The Tiny's up in 20 seconds. Maybe they take the tier 3, but they don't take the racks here.
Yeah, I could agree with them taking tier 3. Minerva sitting in the tree line. He's getting ready to go for a Fiend's Grip. Now I think Mirana just spotted him out. He has to Glimmer Cape. Oh, the call!
Oh, and the Sentry Ward.
H-God found him! Oh, the Nightmare. Nah, doesn't matter. He's gonna die.
H-God is a god.
Frank is getting picked off in their own base. Tower drops. Tiny is alive. Sentry has spotted him out though. They know he's there. Abed has to be very careful with his positioning. He can't just go in whenever he wants. Shadowblade does eventually run out, but looks like the Raxes might go down free. Zaza gonna try and manfight QZ. He has the Aegis though, but here we go. Snowball's gonna be there. The false promise should be enough to keep the Terrorblade alive. Unless he's taking too much damage. He has to go for the ultimate though, and he's gonna try and manfight QZ, being healed up by the Wisp, and unfortunately a Terrorblade can't out DPS the Gyrocopter. Godot gonna be dropping very shortly. QZ is gonna die, but he has the Aegis. It doesn't matter if you killed the Gyrocopter if the rest of your team is dying, and Godot gets the disable as well as a nuke onto the Mirana. But here we go, the call getting Abed as well, and the buybacks, they're going to happen, but already the Raxes have dropped. Frank have used 2 major buybacks, and Extremists now retreat.
Okay, H-God is a god. He just got like 3 multi-person calls in that fight.
It was beautiful. He has really played on this axe. I am super impressed with him so far.
I was worried. He got like he didn't get a super fast Blink Dagger, but still 10 minutes is pretty fine when you sacked yourself in the off lane, or you sack the off lane entirely. Still, that was from H-God, and not to like say things were bad. Like QZ, he knew what he had to do. He manned up, fought. He had the IO backing him up, so definitely baited Frank into staying a bit longer than they had to, considering how they had already lost the racks by the time they were getting dove.
Oh, goodness. I'm not going to count Frank out yet, though. They still have a very good lineup. They've got a Terrorblade, which this hero can scale very well into the late game, can obviously make Gyrocopter illusions, sticky illusions, illusions of everybody on Extremists. It's just that they need to somehow get their foothold in the game, and I think for starters, just make sure they don't get picked off by Extremists. Like, we've seen a couple of times they just get picked off. Oheb with the arrows, yeah, this is just not a Mirana game. I don't know if I like this Mirana from Extremist so far. It's great to have the Moonlight Shadow, just so that they can try and go for some sneaky plays, but I don't even think Moonlight Shadow has been great this game. Resident Sleeper.
Yeah, Resident Sleeper. This is just... Goodness.
Yeah, definitely Resident Sleeper.
This is just...
It's
This
just
is the lull period. This is the lull period. Like, you have Gyrocopter and Terrorblade. These are heroes that, like, they like to take a break.
Is under attack.
Does Extremist wait for Aegis, or do they have to keep pushing high ground? I feel like they can wait. They don't need to go high ground.
They took the racks, but what they're not doing is, like, it's not a starve out strategy.
No.
They want to keep pressuring against. They want to force the Terrorblade back.
Terrorblade's just bottom. He's pushing.
Yeah, this Terrorblade does not want to come back.
He doesn't need to. Because what's he gonna do in a team fight? He can come back halfway through the fight when Extremists are, you know, most of them are half HP. He doesn't have to be at the fight.
H-God, blinking forward for a Battle Hunger. That's something that can't be underestimated. Battle Hunger is quite good.
Oh, definitely. Especially on heroes that blink. But here we go. QZ might be bursted down. Can they heal him up? They're actually going to go for a quick relocate to send QZ back. He's going to be healed up the cooldown as well. They connect onto two. They're going to kill up Bokurino. And Zaza, he's going to explode as well. The healing from Godot will not be enough. He will be going down. Slam dunk, and that's going to be it. Can they get any more disables? Godot trying to run away from his life. Pinching down. That's not going to be enough to keep you alive, Godot. You're going to be dropping very shortly. Oh, that ice wall.
He keeps missing the chop.
Oh, I don't think it matters. H-God he's got an X. It's a 6-second X.
Yeah, the issue isn't, like, the chop matters a lot less than the calls.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's mostly the calls, and it's even a GG call as well.
Yeah, this
Extremist?
is mega creeps.
I am honestly surprised with the way Extremists played during the beginning before stuff won by Miranda.
Oh my god, this is...
I'm super impressed because they had probably one of the worst looking early games I had seen in any team. Because I underestimate, I don't know, I still underestimate this Mirana. I don't know. I don't like the Mirana, how it played at all this game. It could have been any other hero, but they had a terrible early game and then they come back just because of a couple of good team fights. And I think not Oracle.